Magandang gabi mga kaibigan, kababayan at mga kapatid. Muli, mahalagang isyu na naman ng lipunan ang ating pag-uusapan. Kahapon po naglabas ng statement ang Commission on Human Rights, CHR. Ayon sa kanila, mas mabuti daw na wag nang magpalabas ang administrasyon ng mga salita na makakapag hati-hati lamang sa sambayanan. Or ang sabi, for the administration to stop issuing divisive remarks. Much better na lang daw kung gawin na lang ng pamahalaan. Ang sabi, to upscale the relief assistance services to the typhoon victims. Alam po niya, ito pong statement na ito ng CHR o Commission on Human Rights was issued in the context of the previous statements of the administration in response to the statements ng kampo ni Vice President Leni Robredo doon sa mga katanungan na kung nasaan ang Pangulo noong panakasagsagan ng bagyo. So, ibig sabihin, ang Malacanang napilitang mag-issue ng mga statement bilang kasagutan doon sa mga katanungan di umano ng mga kampo ng Vice Presidente na kung nasaan ang Pangulo noong kasagsagan ng bagyo. Alam po ninyo, alam po natin mga kababayan na ang trabaho po ng Commission on Commission on Human Rights hindi po para makihalo ng politika. Sapagkat ang nasasabing ahensya, ito po ay was created under the 1987 Constitution to protect and defend human rights violations. Ang background po nito sapagkat based on the martial law experience na maraming mga karapatang pantao na nalabag ng gobyerno ni Marcos noon, at para hindi na ito maulit o kailangan mayroong ahensya na specific agency to look into human rights violation in the Philippines. So basically it is not supposedly, it is not for this agency to engage into political activities under the guise of being concerned about the typhoon victims. So, sapagkat alam naman natin sa kasalukuyan na mainit ang sagutan dito sa between the camps of the President and the Vice President. At ang statement ng Commission on Human Rights relative to this issue is definitely political in nature. Ang implication sa sinabi tigilan na daw ng administrasyon ang magpalabas ng mga divisive statements. Ang implication nito, una, at sinabi tigilan, magpalabas ng divisive statements at i-upscale na lamang ang activities ng concentration ng administration to upscale the services for the typhoon victims. So ano po ang implication niyan? Una, na may kakulangan sa bahagi ng gobyerno sa paghahatid ng mga kinakailangang serbisyo para sa mga biktima ng bagyo. At ito ang sinasabi ng kampo ng Vice President. Kaya di umano sila kusang kumikilos, gumagalaw, sapagkat ang administration hindi gumagalaw. Katunayan, sabi nila, natutulog lamang kaya hinahanap nila kung nasaan ang Pangulo. So, therefore, the statement of the CHR to that effect is reiteration of what the opposition is saying. So, political in the sense that it reiterates the opposition's statement to that effect na kulang ang serbisyo na ibinibigay ng administrasyon sa mga biktima ng bagyo. Pangalawa, yung sinasabing huwag magpalabas is to stop issuing divisive statements. Ang ibig nila sabihin, hahayaan nila yung kabilang kampo na magpalabas ng kung anong sabihin against the administration. Tapos kapag nag-issue ang administration ng kasagutan sa kanilang mga sinasabi nila na ito ay divisive statements. So in other words, makikita mo yung unfairness. So what we are saying, to the CHR, itong inyong statement na ito is uncalled for. This is bias and this is issuing that the CHR is not doing its functions of protecting human rights as its constitutional mandate or in compliance with the constitutional mandate. Instead, it is engaging in politics. Namumulitika po ang CHR in favor of the opposition and against the administration. Hindi po tama ito. Mali po ito. So, yung pamunuan, ang chairman po yata dito ay si Chito Gascon. Mr. Chairman, tinatawagan po namin kayo. Hindi po ninyo maluluko ang sambayan ng Pilipino sa pagkukunwari na kayo ay nagmamalasakit lamang sa mga typhoon victims. Maliwanag po, ang ginagawa ninyo ay pamumulitika in favor of the opposition and against the administration. Hindi po tama ang ginagawa ninyo. Mali po yan. Another thing with this CHR, ito ay matagal na ito na ginagawa at sa tingin po natin, mukhang mayroon talagang misconception sa function ng mga taga CHR. Sapagkat kapag halimbawa po may mga pusher, mga kriminal dyan na napapatay ng polis, o mga rebelde na napapatay ng mga sundalo, immediately the CHR jumps into conclusion of saying na mayroong human rights violations, and immediately they undertake investigations to find out whether in fact there is a human rights violations committed by the police or the military elements against the lawless criminals. Whereas, kapag ang pulis ang namamatay o ang military ang napapatay ng mga rebelde, ng mga kriminal, silent po ang nabanggit na opisina. Na tila baga ang turing ng CHR sa gobyerno ay kalaban. Ito ang binabantayan palagi ng CHR. Every time, if there is human rights violations committed by the government according to them. But if it is the criminals violating the human rights of the people in the government, it doesn't care. So, iyan po ang nangyayari sa CHR. Sa bagay po, kung titingnan natin ang mga naging chairman dito, dati naalala natin dyan, si Ita Rosales na ACT, yung Alliance of Concerned Teachers, na itong organisasyon na ito ay kasama ito sa National Democratic Front Alliance. Kasama yan sa Makabayan Black, sa mababang kapulungan. Hindi po natin alam kung sino kanilang party list representative. Parang si Castro yata. Basta meron po silang isa na kasama ngayon sa Makabayan Black, sitting representatives, party list representatives. Na minsan din si Senator De Lima ngayon na ma-engage sa mayroong kaso tungkol sa pagiging protector or conspirator with the drug lords. Naging chairman din po yan sa HR. Mga appointed ito, mga Aquino people ang mga nandyan. So, understandably, opposition. At nung panahon naman nung panahonan before the Duterte administration, although it appears that they are with the sitting president was, sabagay nung panahon ni Cory, mayroong maraming massacre kahit na nung kay Noynoy Aquino, yung SUP 44. Hindi yung panahon ni Cory, yung Mindula massacre. Panahon ni Noynoy Aquino, yung SUP 44 at marami pa. Hindi nila pinapansin. Kinalalampas nila. So, nakikita dito na ang CHR, it does not serve its purpose. It does not serve its purpose. Rather, it is politicking. Ngayon, napakahalaga po na mailagay natin sa tamang perspective ang function ng CHR. Una, maliwanag, nasa saligang batas, outline yan. Secondly, yung konsepto na the CHR is independent and in most cases against the government, in the sense that it is always biased in favor of the victims, of the criminals who are victims of the military or police operations against these PNP and police elements. Hindi po tama yan. Because being an instrument of the government, still the CHR has to serve the purpose of the government for good governance. In other words, if it has to look into the human rights violation, it should look into in terms of the said agency being a part of governance. So kung mayroong mang violations on the part of the police, of the military, titingnan kung mayroon talagang paglabag sa batas sa kanila in the performance of duty. Hindi para usigin sila dahil may napatay silang mga kriminal. This is in accordance with law in the sense that titingnan mo lang, may violation ba kayong ginawa? Meaning, was the killing of the criminal by the police or military was not in accord with the principle of self-defense on their parts. So that kung pinatay lang nila yon, na hindi naman nawala naman sa panganib ang buhay nila in that operation, kasalanan yon. It could be home murder. Pero hindi sapagkat nakapatay ka ng rebelde, nakapatay ka ng kriminal, iimbestigahan ka, ikukondem ko na ka na ng CHR. Yun po ang dapat. Lumalabas kasi sa operasyon ng CHR, it is operating independently from the government and anti-government, which should not be. Kaya nga po, naalala natin last year, yung mga the lower house naglagay ng pisong budget para sa CHR as a protest for that in protest of the CHR standing or ano ba, standing or posture which appears to be anti the Duterte administration. And it is now proven again with the recent statement to the effect that this administration has to stop issuing divisive remarks and rather upscale its services for the typhoon victims. Na hindi dapat nila sinabi yung sapagkat una, yung mga remarks na sinasabi nila na inisyu ng administration was only in response to the prior statements of the BP camp to the effect that the president was nowhere to be found during the typhoon. Kaya nga sabi nila, nasaan ang Pangulo? So definitely, the administration has to reply. Ngayon na nag-reply, sabihin, divisive remarks, itigil. So what does that mean? The CHR is showing that posture that it is against the Duterte administration. Nawala naman if we have to look closely into it, we know for a fact that it is not the function of CHR. The issuance of that kind of statement has nothing to do with its function, defending human rights violations. There is no relevance. And again, as we said, based on its previous performances, it really was against the specifically at this time, it is against the Duterte administration, which ought not to be. So, for good governance, to put things into right perspective, we are calling upon the CHR. It is uncalled for your office to issue this kind of statement. Another issue which I would like to touch, itong issue sa Marikina. Ang sabi nila, bumaha ang Marikina because of one reason, itong reclamation committed by Bayani Fernando's corporation. Honestly po, we are one of the admirer of Bayani Fernando. When he was the mayor of Marikina, Marikina City was known to be one of the cleanest, one of the most disciplined city in Metro Manila. One of the cleanest city in Metro Manila, and the people are one of the most disciplined, no? So in other words, as to from Bayani Fernando himself, then the wife also became mayor, and there were projects tulad ng one thing that I could not forget with Maridin, that the wife as mayor, when she was invited to be the speaker in San Pedro, PUP San Pedro campus. Sabi niya, maraming the curriculum at present does not, well, it's lacking to make the best citizenry of a community. So kami sa Marikina, every Saturday, at the expense of the city, we hold schooling for our public school students, kung saan ang itinuturo paano ka magiging buting anak sa magulang, paano ka magiging mabuting mamamayan sa komunidad mo, paano mo i-dispose ang basura sa tamang paraan. It's really admirable. When Bayani Fernando became the MMDA chairman, the more that we made, the more that we admired him, because what other chairman did not able to do, Bayani Fernando did as the MDA chairman. Halimbawa, kahit yung mga barangay hall, mga police detachment at sa gitna ng kalsada, napapatibag niya yung mga widening as far as San Pedro, Laguna. It was only Fernando who was able to do it. Bayani Fernando. So what we do mean here is that we believe that despite that the claim that Fernando violated the law for his own private purpose, that reclamation which affected adversely the Marikina City in terms of flooding, as alleged by the Mayor Marcy Teodoro. If we have to look also the personality of Marcy Teodoro, it appears na he is in good faith with this allegation against Fernando, against Bayani Fernando. So we are manifesting this both good people serving Marikina City. I think Fernando is the sitting congressman representing Marikina. Should be able to come up with ano ba talaga nangyayari dito, at we hope that it is not for politics, that there seems to be differences in their claims related to the same issue. We could not just come up immediately with the conclusion na mali ito si Fernando na ganito, sapagkat kung titingnan natin yung history ng kanyang services, we have to look into the history of his public service. We believe that he is not that selfish. In fact, when he ran for vice president in 2010, even if we knew that he would not win for not being so popular nationwide, we still voted him because of that admiration in him as one of the best public servant ever. So, but we cannot also, as we look at the Mayor Teodoro, we cannot also impute bad faith in him. So, the best people in Marikina City serving their respective constituents, common constituents anyway, we hope that they should rather come up with what should really be the best for the Marikina people as a model of the best politicians that we want to have for this country. Samantala po, mawakasan natin ang ating talakayan ngayong gabi, at bilang suporta po sa ating advocacy for good governance, we are inviting you to subscribe this channel, ang ating paninindigan sa napapanahong issue ng lipunan. Marami pong salamat at magandang gabi sa lahat.